I don't see Barack Obama getting in his Sprinter van or whatever with all his bodyguards, and he's like, nah, turn on Amapiano by Ashake and Olamide. He probably don't even know how to say Ashake. Like, let's be real here.
Do we ever think that Ashake and Fredo were going to be on Barack Obama's favorite music list of 2020?
No, and this wasn't his list, bro. Like, let's keep it a beat. This wasn't his list. This was not Barack, bro. This might have been Barack's daughter at that point. This was not him.
I can't wait to get into this Barack Obama list, bro, because this is absolute absurdity. But episode 38 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I am your host, AJ Hughes, and I'm here with my co-host, Antonio Hughes. It's the last episode of the year on the last day of the year. You know what I'm saying? We 38 episodes in. Do you remember episode 1, bro?
I do actually remember episode 1. I don't remember if I was at Dad's or not during that time. I think that might have been 2 or 3, low-key.
I was at Dad's.
Mm.
That's how early it was. It was before I even moved into this apartment. That was my first episode there, and you were still at Mom's, I think.
Yeah, I think because what month did we start?
We started in April.
Yeah, that's right after I went to Nationals. Yeah, I remember that, bro.
Bro, ridiculous. I remember we used to have so much trouble with. I was thinking about that a lot the last couple of days, like just the year and how big a part of the year this was. And I was like, bro, those first 10 episodes are not good. They're not good, but they're like, I like going back to watch them, bro. I like going back and seeing how like fucked up we were doing shit and how much we've like changed it so far. Yeah, bro. Later this episode, I definitely want to get into like thinking about the year and what we did and then potentially what we want to do next year. But let's start off with our favorite EPs of the year. From this year, what were your favorite EPs that dropped? What did you enjoy? What are you still listening to?
The one I'd probably start with is Enigmatic Party. I always get that word messed up. By Terrence Martin. I'm honestly, I haven't been the most hip on Terrence Martin until this year. Like, I had heard some of his other projects before, but he released, I think it was 2 or 3 EPs. Like, he had the one with Alex Isley too. I heard that whole thing when I was in Atlanta with Auntie, and I really liked that. And then this album had more of a like a jazzy, chill type of feel to it. It had some of my favorite artists on there. Aaron Ray was on there. Some other people I really enjoy. So that was definitely one for me. Equinox by Venna. This had Nux on it. It had Mick Jenkins was on there too. And this kind of same thing, lo-fi, chill type of vibe to it. I really like that. And then Phases 3 by Aaron Ray. He called it an EP. Like, it was long enough to be considered an album, I guess, but it was a good album. There was a lot of good songs on there, and then he's one of those guys in this next wave of R&B that I've really been enjoying. Him, and some other guys. And then this one also kind of didn't know if it was an EP or an album, I guess, but To See a Sunset by Code of the Friend. I feel like Code of the Friend is one of those like independent, I would honestly still call him underground because he's not the most known, but he's one of those guys really moving and dropping a lot of music, and I really like to see that from him. So those are probably 4 that have stuck around for me that I really liked personally.
Those are 4 good ones. I forgot about that Aaron Ray one that came out.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
It was fire, bro. It was real good.
What was which out of those, which one was your favorite?
I would probably say sorry, I was getting it wrong. Equinox by Venna. I feel like it was the most like at least replayed for me, like as far as the couple of songs go. Like, I feel like I listened to those songs more than I was listening to some of these other EPs. To See a Sunset will probably be second on that. Like, I feel like that had like a bunch of good verses on it. I love Static Selecta. I would just say like he's one of my favorite producers. It's kind of crazy to me that like at least 3 of my favorite producers from like the rap side, the underground side, are white dudes. Like, that's always kind of crazy for me to think about. Like Nicholas Craven, Alchemist, and then him. Like, I always think that's crazy to think about. But those 2 would probably be my most listened to, ones I most went back to. So
that makes sense. I feel like there was a lot of EPs this year. Like, when I was going back, I was trying to decide like how much I really liked a lot of these if they were considered EPs or whatever. Like we talked about last week, how you can't really tell the difference between a EP, a mixtape, and an album depending on the length of it. So some of these might be albums, but I'm gonna call them EPs for the sake of this conversation. Um, the first one was "Gangsta Romantic" by Lil J.
Mm,
That project was really good, top to bottom, 10 songs. Coming off the song he had with Chris Brown and stuff like that, I feel like he experiments with a lot of sounds that I enjoy. Like the song on there that I love the most is probably Canada with DJ Matt Farissa. I'm a piano DJ, no surprise, but I think he has like an ability to make these melodies that not many people in Afrobeats are able to make, or they don't do it as well. So I would say Gangster Romantic, Split Decisions by Dave and Central C.
yep.
That's probably I want to call it I want to call it the best rap project of 2023, but I would have to like really sit down and compare it to like actual albums. But the 4 songs and 16 minutes of bars, and it's hard to beat. It's definitely hard to beat, and every single song was in my top 100 for this year, so that was interesting. Um, I would say "Ravage" by Rema. That
Mm,
one was only 5 songs long, but he did a lot of experimentation on that one, and I think it just showed his range. Like, there's not many people who can do it that way and just have 5 songs and it drop and it be like pretty smooth like that. Um, and then I had one more. I didn't write that one down. Where'd it go? I just had it up. Oh, it was uh Uncle Waffle's first project. I don't It's only 7 songs, right? So I don't know if she would consider it a mixtape, but it's 40 minutes long. So that's where it's like, I don't know. It's called Asylum. Um,
yeah.
but it didn't feel as big of a project as like Solace. So I'm gonna throw it in the EPs. But as for like I feel like wide ranging type of projects that I fucked with, but um there was there was EPs I enjoyed, but in terms of like cohesive top to bottom, I go back to frequently. I would say those 4 are the only ones where it's like I put Split Decisions on in the gym like once or twice a week. Like that's where I start my workouts with and stuff. So I would give you those 4 in terms of like my favorites for the year.
Yeah, I feel like that Remba EP, if it would have came out earlier, it would have been higher up for me. Like I feel like I didn't get to listen to it enough, but now all the songs that were on there are in my like songs. So whenever I sit there and shuffle and they come up, I always want to replay them because that album is crazy. I mean the EP, but yeah, bro. And then only other one I probably could think of off the top of my head that was like more so recent was Trippy Red. He had put out a like I don't even know how many songs it was, but he
Oh
had put
yeah, I
out a
do
little
remember that.
EP. Yeah, like and a couple weeks ago, and there were some good songs on there, good samples. So that's one that's probably gonna be getting played by me coming into the new year. But there wasn't.
I was
There was. What'd you say?
sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was kind of done anyways. I was just gonna rap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say I Left My Heart in Ladera by Terra. That one's fire too. Like
yeah,
I haven't gone back to it as much just because of volume, but I listened to it a lot when it initially came out, and I really liked it. So I throw that one in there too.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the one I had heard in Atlanta. Wasn't that the one with Alex Isley?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Okay, real quick. Everybody's doing the year end wrap ups. Um, I don't even want to acknowledge a B dot list, but I want to acknowledge a Barack Obama list. Barack
E-
Obama's top songs of the year. I'm gonna read them off for you, and you tell me if you believe these, bro.
okay. All right.
I feel like it gets more absurd by the year, bro.
Oh no, for sure. And I'm kind of confused. Like, I want to hear from Barack Obama in 2023, but like, why are they still asking Barack Obama his top songs of the year? Like, this just became a thing.
1 second, the image is pixelated. Oh, it got deleted. That's why. 1 second. Did he delete the list?
I don't think he did.
Nah, I'm the site that I was clicking on that got deleted. Do you have it? Because the link I clicked, you needed
Yeah, it did the same thing to me. Hold on, I did find it. Oh wait, no, these are his books. What, bro? Oh, there it is. Okay. Um, yeah, it's small, but let me read what I can see. So, I remember everything by Zach Bryan, and I can't see the other name. Sorry, Sprinter by Dave and Central C. Since I Have a Lover by Black, Cobra by Megan Thee Stallion. That would be up there for me too. Um, Something called Joiner, Midnight Gospel, America Has a Problem by Beyonce, featuring Kendrick Lamar, Water by Tyler. I actually have a Tyler thing that I wanted to say before we're done. Um, The Returners, don't know who that is either. Unavailable, looks like DeVito. Is that's DeVito, correct? Yeah. I don't know why this is so small. This is making me mad. Oh wait, no, I got it. I got it. It's bigger now. Okay. Uh, My Love, Mine All by Mitski, Sitting on Top of the World by Burna Boy featuring 21 Savage, Vampire Empire, Big Thief, Young and Dumber, Indigo de Souza, Toxic Trait, Stormzy and Fredo, Where You Are, John Summit and Hyla, I believe. La Bebe by Young Lucas and Peso Pluma, On My Mama, another one I would put on there. That song is crazy. Victoria Monet, Cast Iron Skillet, Jason Isabel in the 400 unit, Where You At, Brand Fayez, Amapiano, Ashake Olamide, Lose Control, Teddy Swims. That's a good song. Crazy Love, Rita Wilson and Keith Urban, Drink the River, Gabe Lee, Road to Freedom, Lenny Kravitz. It never went away. Sorry, John Baptiste and Me and You by Thames. That is the official Barack Obama best music or favorite music of 2023 list. You want me to go into if I think it's real or not?
yo, my shit just fucking spazzed out. Oh, you can't say that anymore, right?
I don't
Oh
know.
shit.
That's what I really don't know.
You okay. I heard everything you said in terms of the songs, and then it just crashed out. I don't know if you said anything after that, but
I just said, did you want me to go into if I think it's real or not?
oh yeah. Do you think this is real? Do we believe this?
Beyond no. I think that, Barack Obama has a top 10 all time publicist. And, he's sitting there. He probably does like some of these songs. Like, I could see him probably liking some of these songs. But there's a
Which
lot of
ones?
stuff on here clearly that's geared towards like um, like the international artist I mean audience, sorry, which isn't a bad thing, but it's like, do you really think that Barack Obama is listening to Sprinter by David Central C? Do you really think he's listening to Carol G like that? Do you really think he was going to dig deep in his bag to listen to a Stormzy and Fredo song? Me personally, no. No.
I'm saying which of these songs do you believe?
um Probably some of the ones I don't know, like the Zach Bryan song, Megan the Stallion, I believe that.
Okay.
um Maybe even I feel like Water. Everybody was listening to Water this year, bro. Like he had to have
Yeah.
heard that out. But probably Lenny Kravitz too. That guy, John
Yo,
Baptiste.
you're not giving that boy Barack no credit.
No.
No credit.
And
No credit at
Victoria
all.
Monet, maybe. I don't see him listening to Ashake. I don't see Barack Obama getting in his little sprinter van or whatever with his all his bodyguards and he's like, nah, turn on Amapiano by Ashake and Olamide. He probably don't even know how to say Ashake. Like, let's be real here, bro.
Yeah. Music is global now. Music is global now. Do we ever think that Ashake and Fredo were gonna be on Barack Obama's favorite music list of 2020?
No, and this wasn't his list, bro. Like that, keep it a bean. This wasn't his list. This was not Barack, bro. This might have been Barack's daughter at that point. This was not him.
It get it gets way more unbelievable by the year. But you said you had something to say about Tyler?
Oh yeah. So basically, when we heard her EP, you just said that it didn't have any waters on it, right? And I was sitting there one day when I was in Tally, and I was listening to the EP, and then Truth or Dare came on, and it got to the little breakdown part, like where she was getting into the chorus or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, this is not that far off from Water, cadence wise, lyric wise. Like I feel like the thing that had Water so blown up, like I said before, was the TikTok presence, the dance, like the hype behind it. But I never felt like Water was this like lyrically great song. Like it was just a good song. It had a good beat to it, good bounce. You could dance to it. And I felt like Truth or Dare had the exact same formula on there. But also, I feel like just from hearing some of the songs on that album, I feel like she has a lot of vocal range that they haven't tapped into with her yet. And I feel like if they tap into that more, like throw her on some like crazier R&B beats, throw her with some really good producers, I think she can be just as good as Arya Starr. But at the moment, I still don't think she's there. That's all I was gonna say.
I respect your musical opinion as always, but I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree that I see her progressing, but I think Iris Star is her, bro. I think she's her. I just think this next album is gonna be so crazy. I don't think there's gonna be a sophomore slump. I think she's gonna have a smash on there. She just had Rush, and I just think she has more range to me completely than Tyler. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the type of tracks she can get on. I think R&B wise, Tyler probably has vocally a better range. But when I think about like the songs that Iris Stars made, there's so many different ones. One I was listening to this week was Skinny Girl Anthem. I like when they get to and then they will slow back and they almost rapping for real. Like I don't know if Tyler can do that yet. I don't know. But Iris Star could do that. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be a bandwagoner on this one and disagree. But I like Tyler, and Truth or Dare is a good song. So I just wouldn't go as far to say as like it was Water.
I mean, I just don't think it was that much different. Like personally, I feel like the cadence was pretty similar. The even the content in the song was pretty similar. Like I don't feel like it was that far off. I feel like Water just had that steam behind it, bro. Like genuinely, it was just it got that push because it just started blowing up out of nowhere.
It wasn't out of nowhere. Sony pressed the button.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. They
But
all be pressing the button.
I want to get into very quickly this um, Splice and Billboard end of the year wrap up. They took a lot of the data from the beats and sounds that were downloaded and sort of made some inferences about music this year and where music is headed. I'm just gonna pick out the things that I find most important, not most important, most interesting from this article. Um, First, downloads for songs tagged as amapiano, a South African dance music genre often featuring log drums, are up 826% year over year. Its searches are up 309%, and is trending in 17 cities. Los Angeles is the highest trending city with growth over 1,000% year over year, and Atlanta producers surging with 956% in the year. Um, I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was very interesting. And I think, I don't know, the fact that we're sort of plugged in with music earlier, you just sort of see where everything heads. And it's like I just feel like it's a slow trot. Like they're slowly taking us there. And next year it's about to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? We briefly mentioned it last week. By the time this is up, the On My Piano video will be up on our YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? Definitely worked hard on that. Um, but I just thought it was interesting to mention, honestly. And then also in the hip hop section, they said that where's that? Hip hop still remains the most popular genre on Spice, accounting for 19% of downloads, but the genre is down 11% from the year before. Um, sounds Spice found that downloads of trap songs are down 14%, and 20% in Atlanta, which I thought was very interesting. But I think we're entering the roaring 20s, bro. We're about to enter the roaring 20s. Niggas just about to be outside dancing, vibing, Harlem shaking and shit. Oh, give me a second.
Do the Harlem. I don't even remember how to do the Harlem shake, bro. I can't believe niggas used to be sitting there doing that shit. We're probably gonna cut this part out. Well, I'm gonna cut this part out, Mr. Editor here, but I agree. I think we're gonna go into a new kind of dance era, kind of like the what was that, the '80s when everybody was in the clubs and the bars going crazy. I think it's gonna come back. I think that's a complaint I've been hearing personally from a multitude of people in different parts of the world about clubbing nowadays. It's like people really just be sitting there trying to look good, stand around, if they're there for the flicks, for the ambiance. They're not there to actually have a good time dance. And I think it's gonna return. But you can continue.
Yeah, I was just saying that whether people are ready for it or not, I think we're about to enter the dance era, the house era, and I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to tell you what I have planned for next year and what I want to do next year in terms of my goals. What happened?
I was trying to put my phone on D&D. Sorry.
I know you're good, but I'm excited for what I got next year. But I think like rappers getting on like house and dance style beats is gonna be way more interesting. Like I listened to that IDK Trinata project the other day again, and I'm like, bro, this is the vibe. This is the vibe going forward.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a good switch up too. Like there's just been the same type of content and same type of wave when it comes to what rap sounds like. People kind of copying each other, doing the same things on beats. I've heard beats from completely different artists that sound the exact same, or like songs that sound the exact same. I feel like that's really frequent in the rap, in the trap lane. And I feel like it's gonna be really interesting to hear some of these switch ups, some of these like artists you wouldn't expect to be on these dance tracks or these amapiano tracks, or even they might start hopping on some of the Latin tracks more too. I feel like that's gonna be a big one too. But yeah, bro, I think it's gonna be crazy. Like I think the switch is gonna be nuts, and I hope that it goes more towards that dance amapiano, like even the EDM if necessary, and not towards the rock and the hard super like Playboy Cardi esque, Destroy Lonely esque. Like I mess with them, but it's not what I want to hear all the time. I can't listen to
Yeah,
that every day. Like I need something I can listen to consistently. And I'm a piano's definitely that. Latin music is definitely that. Like, and I feel like it mostly has to do with the content, like it being more positive content, more stuff you can just ingest. Like when you wake up in the morning, I could turn on my piano. I can't turn on Young Boy at 9 a.m. I just can't. So
yeah. Unless you're choosing violence. I had a day like that the other day. I woke up playing straight trap, bro. Straight trap. I don't know what was going on with me that day. But yeah, man, I'm on piano next wave. I kind of want to just sort of like rap real quick and ask for next year, what do you have any goals or like plans, wishes for this? Like stuff you're like, I definitely want to do this or I definitely want to do that. I have a couple written down, but I'm interested to see what you say.
I was actually thinking about this before we started it, but I wanna by the time the summer starts, I want the pages, like whether that's TikTok or Instagram, to be above 10K. Like I feel like that's kind of attainable. I don't feel like that's that far off. I feel like we've been growing every day to be able to do something like that. I want to interview at least 6 artists, so that's like every other month. I want to be able to get an interview with some type of artist. I feel like maybe that one I'm setting it too low. Like I feel like one a month might be more attainable than I think it is. It's just about reaching out. Um, and I wanna throw a concert next year, right? Or like a event next year. Like we've been talking about it. We've been trying to flesh it out and figure it out. But I think that it would bring a lot of awareness to the brand and show that we're not just two people talking about, like two randoms talking about music. Like we have good music taste. We know what we're talking about. We're researching this. We're into this, and just getting the brand out there more. I feel like that's the biggest one for me, is just expanding the visibility. Because I mean, as much as you have said you wanted to be like Lyrical Lemonade, like I would love to be able to sit there one day and people be sitting there telling me or just telling their friends like, "Yo, you going to R&R Fest, bro? Like you going to the R&R concert tomorrow?"
Yeah,
Like that would be crazy for me to think about. And I think I don't know how far off that is, but I think having that goal is good still. So those would probably be my big. I guess that's three.
that's dope. That sort of aligns with a lot of the things I already had and things I was thinking. I decided this year I was going to put like hard numbers on stuff. Um, I told you about like my travel goal for this year and how I didn't end up hitting it, but I traveled more this year than I did any other year because I think it was because I set the number. So I said I wanted to do 12 interviews next year. And the hear that you want to do interviews too, maybe we come up with a number for the page, and then we just like if it's 12, then you at, at least got to do 6 and 6 or whatever. Or like maybe we set it for the page, and then like we both, if we're both hitting this goal, maybe 1 month you don't get it and I do, like something like that. Um, I want to throw 4 shows. I want to do 4 events, and I want to DJ one of them. I'm thinking one closer to my birthday, but I want to DJ an event. Um, I want one episode to pass 1,000 downloads, views, like a singular episode to do that. Um, I want to grow month over month. I think the numbers you hit are definitely attainable in terms of like 10K on the Instagram and the TikTok. Um, and I had a number for the YouTube page. We would have to, like, we crossed 200 subscribers the other day. And so I was like, how do I 50x this? I was like, how do I get to 10K in a year? And I think I have a hypothesis of how we could do it. We won't know until we try it. But at minimum, if we can grow more next month than we did last month, I'm satisfied with that. Obviously, we're aiming for the moon, but if it's month over month, because for the last 4 months, we've increased every single month. So I'm happy with month over month because that means it's still exponential in that way. If we could do that every month, but if we can get to 10K by the end of the year, I would be happy. And then I want media presence of R&R at a festival. We might not be able to throw a whole festival next year, but like get a media pass and you or me go to an event and be able to like cover stuff there. I think that would be dope.
Smash Media Pass, bro. Cause now I got the freaking camera for it. Like I'm ready, bro. I just gotta apply as soon as it come out, and maybe reapply twice as somebody different, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man.
But I think a lot of these are attainable. I had a couple other smaller ones that weren't. I'll see. I'm not sure about these, but I want to put out. I think I could do a mix a week, but right now I have it bi-weekly, just because I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, but I
Yeah.
think setting the goal of like trying to get, like when I start DJing or whatever on live, like I'm like, okay, let me record and see how long I can get. Sometimes I get to an hour easy. Other times it's like I'm at 19 minutes and I'm just like, I'm not feeling this no more. So that one I'm still playing around with, but I think these are good goals. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this year we sort of played around with like format, figuring out what makes sense, what we like. And I think I have a plan to go forward to really blow this up. We just have to stick to it for the entire year.
Yeah, I think we could do it, bro. I feel like it's just gonna take, like you said, concrete goals and like hard numbers
Yeah.
to know where we want to go with it. So yeah, bro.
I think
Yeah.
we are I think we're in a good place, bro. I think we're in a good place, honestly. I'm cool where we're at. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to expect after 38 episodes, like where we would be at numbers wise, or how good we'd be, or how uh good this would be. You know what I'm saying? Do still feel like we're learning a lot. I think like from a producer mindset in my head, like structuring the show, keeping the pacing and stuff like that, I'm improving, but I'm not where I want to be at yet. Um, but after 38 episodes, I can say I'm happy with the progress we made in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, so am I, bro. I feel like some days I would be sitting there wondering like why is it not growing as fast as I'm thinking it should, at least with I'm thinking we're making good content and every episode we're sitting here updating stuff, but I mean, then I'll sit back and look, and Joe Budden has 689 episodes, so it took him forever to get his pot off the ground. Like Rory and Maul, obviously they had presence coming in, but when they started theirs, it wasn't the hottest right away. Like you know what I mean? Like different people, it takes you a while. All this stuff is a slow build. Some people just get it real quick and it pops, but I think it's just gonna take us not a minute. I think this is gonna be that year, bro. Like I think
Yeah,
it's gonna just continue to snowball this year.
yeah. You always hear about like I think about Russ a lot, bro, because we're trying to blow up. We're trying to blow up, and so I think about like how he said it wasn't like one song that did it. It was like, okay, this one was okay. What was that?
No, the water just didn't taste how I liked. So it's
But
just
yeah, so like it's gonna be one episode is gonna do better than the next, and then the next. Um, I think knowing, like, looking at the analytics and seeing where people are listening has been interesting for the year. You know what I'm saying? Like to see that there's a lot of people all over the world listening to it. It sort of gives me a an idea of how we can grow quicker and differently. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah,
as long as we're putting it out consistently and consistently marketing it on socials, like consistently putting out pod content on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, I think it'll just slowly grow. It'll just slowly grow, and then we'll just look up one day and we won't even believe where we're at.
yeah. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
To wrap this episode, bro, what do you have a favorite moment from the pod? Like, do you have anything that comes to mind when you think about the pod? Like,
Mm, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. Like honestly, as far as favorite moments from the year go, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head if I'm being honest.
yeah, mine
Yeah.
was, I can say mine was when you did your own episode.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, because you sounded really hesitant and like you didn't know if you wanted to do it or if you could do it. I was like, "Yo, bro, just do it," and it was good. It was good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that
It
was
was,
dope.
bro, that was weird, bro. Like I've of course I've made videos and I even used to make YouTube videos with my friends when I was younger. But then when it was just like I feel like a podcast is such an open thing
Yeah,
and it's not like I'm being given topics to talk about and like you're just by yourself. You don't realize how much bouncing a conversation off of somebody else how like how much easier it makes versus you're sitting there talking into a mic by yourself, just sitting there talking to the camera, and you could talk about anything. Like there's this one dude, I used to listen to his podcast a lot. And he only did shows by himself for a good 2 years. And I remember he used to sit there before almost every pod and be like, "Y'all don't realize how hard this is to do this by yourself and be funny and entertaining every single week, sometimes twice a week." And I was like, I mean, if you got the topics and you know what you want to talk about, it can't be that hard. And I got there, and there was a good 2 3 minutes. I was sitting there like, man, what do I say?
yeah,
Like just sitting there before I started, like I don't even know if this is gonna come out right. But after doing that, it made me want to try it more. And I mean, even when I got to like the Romeware thing, and I started trying to make the video for that, it felt easier than when I did it the other time. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a different experience, bro. Everybody has their own style of doing things, and I've approached it two ways, like doing it by myself. I remember the first episode you weren't, well, the second episode you weren't here. The first one was after we like re-recorded that shit. You remember when that shit didn't record? That was crazy.
yeah, bro.
That was crazy.
Oh my god.
But the second time that was when Jackman had came out. And I remember,
Mm.
bro, I was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to talk for this one. And I was just going on tangents, riffing. I got over 30 minutes by myself, bro. I was just in there. Like I was like, this don't make no sense. I don't know how this does it. And then the other way is like when I have a specific topic I want to talk about, and I sort of lay out like an outline. I'll have
Mhm.
the like I'm good about writing the intro now, and then the body I'll just sort of put like bullet points and shit, and I'll be able to get like a dense episode in terms of information and stuff like that. And I found that in terms of, now I'm getting like real, I guess, analytical, but ROI on time, like how much time it takes me to do this versus the response I get on socials from content from that pod, it's the highest ROI because it's just so
Mm.
focused on one thing. So if that's something you want to do more of next year, and I'd be like, yeah, do more. Um, Try and just do a little pre-prep. Like, I want to talk about this thing. I'll send you another DJ that I like. I've talked to him a couple of times on socials, but he does his own pod by himself, and he does once a week. And the episodes usually are somewhere between like 17 minutes and like 35. But he picks one topic and he structures it a certain way, and he sort of just gives his insights, and it's pretty chill. Like, you don't have to overthink it, but it is an experience for sure. It's not a conversation, but it's almost similar. I don't know. It's like you have to act like you're talking to somebody out there in a crowd about a specific thing.
Yeah, it's almost like a video journal every time you're doing it, bro. To me, like
Yeah,
I think one of my favorite moments too was probably seeing you do the video and when you talked about why you started R&R. Because I mean, personally, that video doesn't have that many views on the YouTube, but I've watched that at least 4 or 5 times. Because I just there would be times I would be sitting here trying to figure out like where your head was at as far as what you wanted it to look like, why you wanted to do this, like where you wanted it to go. And I think seeing some of that stuff definitely helped
yeah,
personally. But
that's dope. I didn't know you watched that. Yeah, bro. I also agree with like I saw a video the other day of Rick Rubin talking about just looking at art, like making diary entries. And that unlocks so much for me because I feel like a lot of the writing that I do and the episodes I want to put out about certain topics, I'm like, I don't know enough about this yet. I feel like it's not information dense enough yet, or like I haven't put enough into it. And then when he said like it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be what you know or where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the amapiano videos I put on social this week, they did really well, and I made that video like 2 months ago, and I just clipped them up and put them out on social, and they did well. Which goes to show you like evergreen style of content is supreme if it's quality. So I'm like, okay, just what do I know now that I didn't know then about on my piano? That's what I was thinking. I was writing this video this week, and I like this video a lot more. Honestly, I was excited making it. You know what I'm saying? I want to. Another thing I want to do is improve my storytelling. Like, I think I want to be able to like damn near make movies and shit. Like put shit out where it's like, yo, this is crazy. I like when I was supposed to go to St. Kitts, I was gonna have a drone, I was gonna do like beach shots over the city, like it was gonna be crazy. But shit happened. And so this year I'm gonna try and make some
yeah.
stuff like that too.
Yeah, I definitely want to get travel content in now because I mean, we be traveling a lot more than our
Right.
friends or like some of the people we know. And I feel like, obviously, with the Romeware thing, I wanted to show that more. But even with R&R, like I feel like that's how they can coincide and they can mix. Is the fact that when I have the camera now, so I'm gonna have the space to record more, and yeah, I definitely want to put that out though.
I agree. I think there's overlap in those. The more I think about it, the more I write, the more I realize there's overlap in what we're both trying to do and how we could make it work. Um, I have this big idea that I think is going to make us a ton of money, but I can't talk about it on here yet. Um, and I haven't seen anybody monetize in the way I'm thinking about it being monetized, but that's because it sounds insanely difficult in my head. But I think I don't know, bro. It makes me excited because I haven't seen anything like it. So, but I think there's money to be made for both of us. Right. I think that's it for this week. I got songs of the week. I'm doing two a week from now on just because I'm him. But do you have a song for us this week?
I do. I'm just gonna go with "Fuck the Club Up" by Nicki Minaj. A lot of these songs, bro, that Nicki had on this album, there's gonna be a lot of like hype around them. Obviously, they're gonna blow up on TikTok. A lot of the beats were TikTok made for this type of era, but Nicki Minaj is still top 3 female MCs of all time. Like I won't let anybody tell me differently. I won't let anybody tell me she's not. She's up there. Like she is. And this song specifically, like the way she gets in and out of pockets has always been one of my favorite things. Like I feel like she'll go for a couple of bars, stop, let you think about the bars, let it breathe a little bit, hop right back in, kill the beat for a little bit longer. And this song, I feel like, yes, in the clubs is gonna go crazy, but it's one of those ones where I was sitting there just nodding my head super hard with the verse. Like, but that's my song. FTCU or Fuck This Club Up, Nicki Minaj.
Shout out Nikki, bro. Um, my two songs of the week this week. One, we didn't really talk about this, but I didn't finish the project, so I'm just gonna give the song that I heard. But Popcorn dropped a mixtape called Best Mood. It's available now on Spotify and Tidal. That's it. But the song is called Always Welcome. I really mess with that one. I thought it was interesting because the project was released independently, not through OVO. I don't know if this is like because it's just a mixtape and he just threw it out. It's not OVO related, or if um he's no longer on OVO. But he's got like, some interesting features on there. Like there's a song with Vibes Cartel and Fabio Foreign, which is really weird. But yeah, the song I liked was Always Welcome by Popcorn. And then the second one, um, Ronnie Drake featuring SZA by Isaiah Rashad. That's a vibe. I have started listening to Isaiah Rashad's old stuff this week. And this was the song that I fell on, but those are my two songs of the week.
I do want to say that Best Mood is on Spotify now. If anybody wants to check it out, who has Spotify, doesn't have title, guess it got put up. But I'm definitely gonna be checking this out because I'm a big rude boy over here, big rude boy.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it.
Next week we're gonna get into the resurgence in dancehall. You know what I'm saying? Like my dance hall informants, reporter, whatever you want to call her, she was telling me about how like they're jumping on each other's beats again, how they used to in the like in the
Mm,
90s and 2000s, and they saying it's like it's restoring the feeling. And I started listening to some of it, and I'm fucking with it. But it's going viral on TikTok and stuff, and I think getting into some of that stuff will be interesting next week.
I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, man. Oh, we about to have new animations and new graphics soon. You know what I'm saying? I found somebody to finally do that, and that's gonna upgrade stuff. So the next episode, it's gonna look upgraded, guys. But we'll see y'all next week. This is Rhythm and Rhymes.